Hello everyone. So as you probably saw on the intro, I have incorporated mobile games to this video. But this is not just your typical video because I will be discussing about some mathematical concepts related to mobile games. Okay, so this topic is all about trigonometry in game development. So with the question, when are we ever going to use this? First is trigonometry is used extensively in game development in order for the game to function. Second is trigonometry is used in writing the program for games so that objects can move. And last but not the least, also used for designing objects, characters, and sets. When programming a game, the positions and speeds of objects need to be written using x and y. Finding the positions and speeds of objects involves the use of triangles. Therefore, it's necessary to use trigonometry to find x and y values and put it into code. Alright, so in game programming, trigonometry is related to move an object at a certain speed, and then turn an object. Okay, so in moving an object, imagine you're designing a spaceship game. And then you decide you want to move the ship to the red X. And with that, we know the radius and the number of degrees we want to go around the circle. When programming, you need the X and Y coordinates. And as can be seen in the illustration, the X and Y are the legs of the right triangle, and the radius or the hypotenuse is the distance from the fixed point angle A to the point on the red mark. So to find x, we can use the trigonometric ratio for sine, which is sine A is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse, which is in this case the opposite side is x and the hypotenuse is obviously the radius as given in the illustration. At the other hand, solving for y gives us the trigonometric ratio for cosine, which is with the same point A, angle A. So cosine A is equal to the adjacent side, which is y, all over the hypotenuse, or in this case the radius itself. Alright, so here's the example by putting it in the code by the use of this website, scratch.mit.edu/projects. We can actually see that. So go to X, meaning that's the side for the triangle, and then go to Y, that's the side for the other leg of the triangle. Trigonometry can be used to determine the speed that an object is moving. For example, we want a laser beam to shoot out a certain speed. Okay, so in here we know what speed we want to the beam to be shooting and angle A. And as illustrated, we can find the value of x and y by means of the speed or the hypotenuse and the angle A, which is the trigonometric ratios has a role in here wherein we can use the sine theta or sine A rather by its trigonometric ratio opposite over hypotenuse. So in here the opposite side is x and the hypotenuse is the speed itself. So we have sine A or sine angle A is equal to x all over speed. So by manipulating the equation, we can say that sine A times speed is equal to x. And the same with the previous example, solving for y means using the cosine trigonometric ratio, wherein cosine A is equal to the adjacent side y all over the hypotenuse, or in here In our example, it is referred to as the speed. Okay, so by the use of the same website, here is how the code is being set. Next topic is turning an object. So trigonometry can be used to rotate an object in game programming. For example, we want to rotate the ship, but we don't know how much to rotate it. We can actually use the x and y speed values to find a. Alright, so since we know the speed x and y, but we don't know angle a, we can use the trigonometric ratio for tangent, which is tangent a is equal to opposite side all over the adjacent side. Okay, so arctan is simply the inverse of the tangent function, which means we will be able to solve for the missing angle by this arctan here. And in the code, we choose a tan of y position over x position to mean that we are solving for the degree missing using for the inverse of the tangent function. Okay, so those are some examples of the use of trigonometry in game development. So right here we also have digital imaging, which is the image taken from a photo or artwork, scanned, and then mapped onto a grid to form an image. This is actually used in game development to make objects, characters, and scenery. And when mapped into the grid, there is an infinite number of points that can make up an image. So a computer can only store so much data. So a technique called triangulation is used to make the image detailed and accurate. The triangles make up a frame instead of having individual points.